Welcome everyone. Today we'll do a clean install of Arch Linux for the UTM virtual machine. Now some of you guys may have seen my first video over here, and it was the same thing basically, Arch Linux install for UTM on Macbook M1, M2. We will do exactly the same thing today, but some of you guys face some problems during the installation process or the configurations, and some of the packages I've seen are not available anymore. So thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it, and I will go into your questions and try to solve it today. So for some of you guys who didn't follow me, this is my GitHub repo. It's called .files. Here you'll find all my configuration files. You're free to copy it, to modify, to share. So just go ahead and feel free to take anything you want. And over here I did a small summary on the packages we will download, but you can just follow this video. We will do that all together. Now, by the way, this is also a clean install of Mac OS, so I've formatted the whole system, so just we are on the same page. And I would suggest we start. First thing, we will need UTM. That's this one. And this is just a program for virtual machines for MacBooks or Macs in general. So you just can click download like that. And the second thing we will need is Arch Boot. Now you just can Google Arch Boot, click on the first link. And by the way, I will put all the links in the description, so you can just follow ahead. Then here, homepage is located here, so this is the Arch Boot homepage. And you can click on download image files, and you will need the ISO image of Arch64. And then click on that, the first one. Alright, now in your download folder you will have two files. First of all UTM, and then the Arch Boot ISO image. Now first thing, we will install UTM. Just drag this over to your applications folder like that. Then I can remove it, and now you should have UTM installed. Click open like that. Alright, this is UTM, and we can basically start. Let me just do it like that. So you can see it better. So you can click this plus or over here, and then we will choose virtualization because it's a lot faster than emulation, and we are using an ISO file which is also of the ARM architecture, so we can use that. Click Linux, click search, and over here you can choose the ISO image you have downloaded. Click open, continue. Now you can choose how much memory. I guess 4 gigabytes are okay. Continue. Then here you can choose the size of your storage. I will do 128 gigabytes. Continue. Continue. And name, I will give it the name Arch. Like that. You can click save. And then we can basically just run this virtual machine. wiki. By the way, I will just follow the Arch wiki, the installation guide, so you can go there for reference, and I will make it full screen so you guys can see it better. You can click enter, then click OK. Now you guys had some questions regarding Arch Boot, and I found that Arch Boot is sometimes a little bit buggy, so there are bugs in there which makes it hard to do a clean install, and that's why we will quit out of Arch Boot and do it manually. So you can press Ctrl C and then abort installation, yes. Now you're in the normal installer, basically the underlying Arch install, and we can go on from here. Now the first thing is I will change the keys to match my keyboard, and for me it's a Swiss German layout, but you can find all layouts over here. Just type ls user share keybd key maps double star star map map dot gz, and I will put that, I will pipe that into less, like that. As you can see, here are all the keyboard layouts. For example, don't know, Russian, as you can see, US American, and as you can see, this is the one I had, the German. Anyway, you can find your keyboard layout over here, and then just do load keys and your layout that you want. Okay. Now I will change the font of this terminal over here just so you can see it better. You don't have to do that, but I will do it, just it's a little bit clearer. So set font, let to terminus 16, like that. Okay, now we want to make sure that we have UEFI or EFI for the boot, so we go into sys firmware EFI wars, and if you have an output like that, it means you have a UEFI system, and if you don't see that, then it's not the case, but I think you will do it anyway on Mac, so it's basically by default that you have that. Now make sure that you have an internet connection, and as you can see, we have an internet connection, that's fine. And now we can update the system clock, time date CTL status, that's fine. And then we can start with the partitioning. So your system or the underlying architecture needs to be partitioned, so we can basically partition the disks so that each disk has a certain task it will fulfill. So as you can see, we have assigned 128 gigabytes. That's what we did in the beginning, and this is the name of the disk, dev VDA. So type in f disk, and slash dev vda. And as you can see, we are in the fdisk tool and we can start partitioning. So the first thing is you will type G, and G will just create a new GPT partition, and then we can create our partitions. So maybe just I will show you that in the Arch wiki. As you can see over here in the Arch wiki, there are example layouts, and I will do this one. This is UEFI with GPT. As you saw, we have type G, so it will be a GPT partition table, and this is with UEFI. If you didn't have an output, you will have to use BIOS, but I guess when you're on Mac, then you will have UEFI. Okay, so we will type N, then partition number 1 is default, so you just can click enter. Then first sector, click enter, and then this sector will be of size 512 M, and then you can type T for type, and you can type here a capital L, and then you can see all the types. And if you press capital G, you go to the end, and you can see we have over here some aliases. As you can see over here, aliases, Linux, swap, home, and the first one will be for the boot, and this is the UEFI partition, so we can press here UEFI. That's fine. Then we can make another partition, click N for new, and then default is 2, click enter. The first sector is fine. The second we will do 512 MB bits, like that, and then you can press type and partition number. This is for partition 2, click enter, and then the second one will be swap, so you just can press swap. And the last one, click N, 3 is fine, click enter, and then enter, and type, and enter, and then we type Linux, like that. Now, very important, you have to save these changes, so type W for write, and that's it. Now if we type in fdisk flag L, then as you can see we now have 3 disks or 3 devices, and one is for the boot, one is for swap, and the other one is the root partition, Linux file system. Alright, then we have to format the partitions, so we'll start with the root partition. This is mkfs, make file system, .ext4, and ext4 is a type of a file system which is very good, and /dev, and we have to find the root partition, so that will be vda3, like that, and that's done. Then we will make the swap. Let me mk swap, make swap, and dev, and the swap partition is f or vda2, like that. And then the boot partition, make file system, fat, and then flag capital F 32 and def, and the boot partition is VDA1, like that. And you will get here some warnings, but that's okay, it's no problem. And now we have to mount our partitions. So we will do mount, then the root partition, which will be VDA3. Now, by the way, this VDA, it could have a different name on your system, so make sure you are taking the right names. Mount, then the root partition, and then /mount, like that. And then for the boot partition, mount, make dir def VDA1 for the boot partition, and then mount boot, like that. And then the swap on def, and the swap partition is number 2, like that. Okay, and then we can install some packages we will need for the system. So pack strap, flag capital K, then mount, and then this is base. This is basically needed for the base system. I will also install base devel. This is for developers. So for example, you will have GCC, the Qemu C compiler, and other stuff you need for programming. Linux, this is the kernel, and Linux firmware, like that. Okay, then you will need E2FS prox. This is for the file system. You will need DHCP-CD. You will need network manager. You will need an editor. I will install Vim and NeoVim. And of course the man pages, mandb, man pages, and text info, like that. I guess that's all. You can click enter. And it will download all the packages. Alright, now in the meantime I will check some of your questions. Okay, again, thanks very much for your feedback. It's really nice that you can help other people. So Nerd Fonts Vera code doesn't exist anymore on Yay. Do you have an alternative? Yes, I do have one, and it's you will see it in a minute, but I will just show you. It's that one, Yay Nerd Fonts Complete. So Vera code is contained in this package, but I will download it and install it in a minute, so you will see it. Could you share the link of the Linux image file? I will put it in the description. I get an error after selecting the mirror package Linux not found. Yeah, this is probably a issue of Arch boot, but if you do it this way, as I've did manually, like you're quitting out of Arch boot and just entering the commands, you won't find this issue, hopefully. When I attempt to install the bootloader, I'm not able to access the menu. Do you know why this may be? Yeah, this is another bug of bootloader, but you won't have this if you do it this way. Can you share a backup zip of this VM because I have a problem and I check online on how to fix and nothing. You know, I just suggest you will just make a clean install. Just follow this video and I think it will work. Okay, like that. Okay, let's see. We have done that, and that's fine. Now we can generate the fstab file, gen fstab flag capital U on the mount directory, and like that, mount etc fstab. Click enter. Now just to make sure, I will open this file. That's good. Then we can chroot into our main system. Like that. We can set the time zone, LN for symbolic link, and user share zone info, and you basically have to find out in which zone you live. I, for example, live in Europe, and city will be Zurich, like that. And then in the end, etc local time, like that. And then HV clock slash or minus sys toke, like that. Okay, then the localization, you have to edit a file in etc local.gen, and now you just have to uncomment your language. So in my case, it's, for example, DECH. It's that one, as you can see, this one. So I can just uncomment that, and also make sure you will uncomment the ENUS one, this one. That's important because some programs will fall back to this language. So just make sure you do that, and press colon WQ for write and quit, and then we can start local gen, like that. All right. Now in here, etc local.conf, you just can type lang in capital letters, and for example, for English it would be enus.utf8, like that, but in my case I would choose dech.utf8, like that. Okay, and then the console, etc vconsole.conf, and keymap will be dech Latin 1. So this is in my case. For your case, maybe you have an English keyboard, and yeah. Then the font, I will put that lat2 terminus 16. You don't have to do it, I just like this font. If you want, just do the same and write and quit. And then the network configuration, so inside etc hostname, type anything you want. This will be your host name, and I will put Arch, right and quit, and then inside etc hosts you can just write as I'm writing, same thing. This is a tab over here, localhost, and then the last one will be the host name you have written just seconds ago. Okay, and then we can do init ramfs, so type in make init cpio flag capital P, and yeah, this will build up the things, and then we can type password, and we can do a new password for root, like that. And the last thing we will need is a bootloader, so I will go with grub, so you can just pacman as grub and efi boot manager. Yes, like that. And then we have to make a grub install, and efi directory will be boot, and bootloader ID will be grub, like that. Okay, and then all we need is just a configuration file, grub make config flag O, and then boot grub.cfg, like that. And let me just open the file just to see that everything is okay. Okay, that's fine. Like that. Alright. Now the last step will be to type exit and unmount all the partitions, like that. And then you can type power off. Alright, and then you can go out of here and just make sure that you remove the installation disk. And now we should have a running Arch system in this virtual machine. Arch Linux, login, root, password, and we are here. So first thing, let me make sure we have internet, and we don't, and this is probably because we didn't enable and start systemctl start network manager. And now if I do the same thing, as you can see, we have internet, like that. Alright, now just to make sure pacman is working, pacman new fetch, alright, everything is working fine, and we are now done with the main installation process. And now we will start, as you can see on my GitHub, we will start with installing the relevant packages for the configuration. So I will just follow the steps over here. I have summarized, and yeah, let's see. Now, the first thing we will do is just make sure that the system is up to date. Pacman flag capital S Y U, and everything is up to date. That's fine. Then we install the sudo command pacman flag S sudo. Okay, and now you always want to have a personal user, because we are now in root, and root is actually not the best way to travel around your system. So we will do user add / or flag M flag G users flag capital G wheel storage power audio, and then your preferred username. Mine will be Arfan, like that, and then password and the username, and then you get a prompt where you can type your new password, like that. Then type in editor all capital =vim and vsudo, and then you have to search for wheel, and as you can see, we will need to uncomment this line, wheel all no password, like that. Save and quit, and then we can actually log in into our new user. So you type su switch user and the username you have chosen, and as you can see, we are now inside it. Type cd, so you're in your home directory. Now, as you can see, my home directory is empty, but I want to have the default folder, so we can install sudo pacman s xdg user dirs, and then you can type xdg user dirs update, like that. And now I'm in my home directory, and as you can see, there are the default folders like images, documents, downloads, stuff like that. Okay, now we will need to have an AUR package manager, so you will be able to download packages from the AUR repository. So type in sudo pacman s and git. That's what you will need. Okay, then I will go into my documents folder and make a new folder AUR. I will go into it like that. This is the path, and then you can just git clone https aur.archlinux.org/yay.git, like that. Then you can cd into yay and just type make package flag si. Yes. Now I've seen another question, or it won't take too long, I guess. Yes. Okay, we're done. Good. Now we will also install a Spice, and this will enhance the graphics and import support for multiple monitors. Sudo pacman flag s Spice vd agent. Okay, let me go inside some more questions. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, bro. I have issue after entering start X, can't resolve server. Yeah, make sure you switched the user. I mean, we have created over here. I hope you can see it. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. We have created here a user, and you have to switch to this user, and then you have basically to install the packages, xorg and stuff like that for this in this user. So when you create this xinit rc, then this has to be in your user account and not in the root account. But I will show you in a moment what I mean by that. And yeah, I think you just didn't switch to your user account, and maybe you forgot to make this xinit rc file, or you made it in your root user. Okay. Right, okay, we are done. Now we have Spice. Then I have some stuff for the sound. Let me go back to the home directory. Sudo pacman as pulse audio alsa utils alsa plugins and pavu control. Yes. And as you can see, Arch Linux is just a plain system, so you have to install everything you need, and that's why so much people prefer it, because it's really a minimal system. You only get what you will download yourself. And now we'll do the network part. We will need OpenSSH and IV and PPA supplicant. Okay. Like that. And then we can enable this stuff. So enable SSHD. Then enable DHCPCD. And enable network manager, like that. Now some stuff for Bluetooth, pacman, use utils and blueman. Yes. Okay, and then we again activate it, enable Bluetooth, like that. Now if you want, but it's not a must, you can go into etc pacman.conf and you can uncomment this color and type below it I love candy, and this is just to make Pac-Man look a little bit nicer, but it's just it's not that important. And then the last thing in this case, systemctl enable fstream.timer. Okay, that's it. And now we are coming to the configuration of the graphical user interface. So the first thing is you will need an display server, and we will use Xorg. So Pacman Xorg server, Xorg apps, Xorg xinit, and xclip. Click enter, enter, like that. And as you can see, Pac-Man now has colors and this little animation over here. And yeah. So a display server is basically just a server, so to say. And this server is also on your computer, so your computer is at the same time a server and a client. So this just allows you to have a graphical user interface. So you can have a desktop, you can have a mouse pointer and stuff like that, you know, like every modern operating system. And then the next thing will be a Windows manager, and this will allow you to have windows, like you know, probably from your operating system, and this is called i3. Download i3, enter, enter. Nice. And now, after installing Xorg and i3 in your home directory, you can then create vim.xinit.rc, and you just can type init exec i3. And I will show you in a minute what's that for. Then we also need a compositor, and this allows you to have fancy effects, you know, transparency and stuff like that. Pcom, and of course we will need fonts. So Pacman as Noto fonts. Okay, and then the second one will be nerd fonts complete, and you will need nerd fonts for some symbols and icons you don't have in your normal font. So yay as nerd fonts complete, enter, 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 and I can tell you guys this will take a little bit. I hope I will be able to cut that out from the video. Okay, we are done. So we are done. I have sped up the video a little bit because this can take some time, around 5 to 10 minutes. And now we will install CSH, and this is a shell It's an alternative to Bash, which is a little bit more modern and more user friendly. So when you have downloaded it, you can change shell, flag S, and $, parentheses, which ZSH. Type in your password, and that's it. Now we download some terminals. So I always download 2 different terminals because maybe one will act in a weird way, and then you can switch to the other, and it's always good to have an alternative. So I will download RxVT Unicode and Alacrity. And the main one I'm using is Alacrity, but as I've said, RxVT just for the worst case scenario. Then you can have an app switcher, dmenu and Rofi. Okay, the status bar, polybar, and the file manager. Now I'm using a console file manager. You can also use a GUI one, but I like this more. So we will need Ranger and FEH and Überzug, like that. Okay, and then we need a web browser. I use Firefox and media player VLC. And again, I guess I will stop the video because this takes also a little bit of time, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, we are done, and this will be the last command we will do over here, and it's just basically some other tools. BAT is a file previewer, FZF is a fuzzy file finder, FD, WebGrab, these are helping for finding stuff. LSD is an improved version of LS. HDoc, like Task Manager, Node.js, npm yarn, I guess you know that. vget, cmatrix, not that important. NeoFetch, we already downloaded, so this is the last one. And we are done. So you can type sudo reboot . Now log in with your created user, and this is the Z shell configuration, ZSH config. Press 0 like that, and now you can type start X, and this is now the i3 setup, so you can click enter, and you can either choose the Windows key or the Alt key as your default modifier, and window key is the command key on Mac and Alt is option. So I will choose the command key, and that's it. We are now inside i3 window manager. So if you press command and enter, as you can see, we have a terminal. So let me just make sure we have internet. Google. All right, so now you can go to my GitHub, github.com. Right, the first thing is, maybe you should, let me actually open Alacrity, command D, type in Alacrity, enter, that's it. Then you can type set X keyboard map, and I will choose CH, like that. Okay, command D, Firefox. Alright, now again go to my GitHub, github.com, 3RFAAN, like that. Now the first thing is, as you can see, the screen is very low resolution, so we will fix that. I will take that. We will go into etc x11 x org conf d. So this is the path, and type in neovim 10 monitor.conf. Then you can just copy that and paste like that. WQ. Oops, I actually have to do that with sudo. Then monitor conf, like that. Paste, right quit, like that. Monitor conf, and the second one is sudo engine 40 lib input.conf, and this is so that the scroll direction is natural. Copy that. Like that. Right, and we will do another reboot. Start X, like that. All right, now go to Alacrity and also open Firefox. Like that. Now we have to zoom in a little bit. All right. Now the first thing, this is the path. You have to edit the xinit rc We will use that one. Copy and paste. Like that. And again, set X key map. Like that. Okay. Let me go out of here. Like that. And let's do admin X resources. Okay. And very important, i3. So go to .config i3 and then admin config. You can delete everything over here and just paste that one in. Like that. And let's do another reboot. Start X. Right. Okay. Maybe again power off, and you can go to your UTM like that, and you can click edit, display, upscaling, put linear and retina modus like that. Save. We can start again. Arch Linux. Start X. Like that. Now open Firefox. Okay, that's i3. Let's actually change the ZSH one. So in your home directory, open ZSHRC, and then you can grab this one. Like that. And now if I exit over here, as you can see, like that. Okay. Now let's change alacrity. Go into config and make clear alacrity. I've made here a typo. You have to write it like that. Alacrity cd into that, and then alacrity.yaml. like that. Can grab this one. Like that, as you can see. Now let's do Qemu. Make here Qemu. CD Qemu and NeoVim Qemu.conf. Like that. As you can see, it's basically just copying, because my configuration are already done. Okay. What else? I guess let's just reboot to see the changes. And let's see. Login. Like that. And as you can see, when you log in now, you automatically get into i3. So that's good. Firefox. Now I want to have a status bar. We will use polybar. So go to config and make here polybar cd, and then two files, config, or let's do config.ini like that, and launch. Launch.sh. Now this should be an executable, so you have to actually make it executable. So as you can see over here, this is not executable, so you have to type chmod +x and launch sh. And as you can see now, it is executable like that. Alright. Liquidity we have done. Let's see, let's do bat. Make here bat, cd bat, vim config. Like that. And of course, maybe the most important one, NeoVim. So in my old video, I've used the old school init.vim with a Vim script. You can use that, it works fine. But I now switch to Lua. So I've rewritten all the configurations over here to a Lua format, because it works a lot better with NeoVim. You also have a LSP server built inside it, and yeah, I guess we do NeoVim. Make here nvim, cd nvim, and let's start vim init.lua. Then you can grab this over here. Like that. Then you have to make another directory, Lua, cd Lua, and here we got some files. So let's start lsp.lua. Mappings. Plugins. Now I'm using Pack, but you can use Packer, you can use Vim plug, like you wish. But Pack is really minimal, and it's also written in Lua, so that's why I've chosen it. Then scripts. Settings. And vars. Like that. Now I open new Vim and I just do pack install. We didn't install it yet, so in the dot files, as you can see, I've listed here what you will also need. So either Vim plug, pack nvim, or packer, like you wish. I will use pack. So just copy that. Alright, and now when we open new Vim, I can use pack install. Like that. And as you can see, now we have a nice looking NeoVim. Let me, as you can see, add it here, and it looks nice. We have our directories over here, as you can see. Yeah, we have search. Yeah, you know, we have everything we need. That's fine. And let's see what we also need over here. Icons in terminal. So let's install that. Installation. I'm going to cd user share. Right. Like that. And of course I will need root sudo, like that. Okay, then you can go into icons in terminal, install .sh. Okay, exit. And now when you go to user share icons in terminal and you print icons, as you can see, all the icons are available. like that. Alright. The next thing, ZSH auto suggestions. Go to install, and we'll do a manual install over here. And syntax highlighting, install, this one, and we will install it into home.zsh syntax highlighting. Alright, let's exit and see. Now you can see if I type something that doesn't exist, we have red, and else we have green, like that. And as you can see, it gets auto-completed like that. Alright, and then Ranger dev icons. So we just have to grab that. Okay. Alright. Now let's see what's left. Xorg, we did that. Alacrity is fine. Alacrity bad. I had 3 gaps, it's fine. New Vim, Pcom, Polybar. So you can see this is the Polybar. It didn't appear because we have to restart, but it will look like that. Let's do Ranger. Okay, Ranger, winrc.conf. And riffle is just basically so Ranger knows how to open specific files. You actually don't even have to do that, but I had some problems with Rust files, and that's why I have modified it. Okay, now Rofi, as you can see, this we have to change that to make the Rofi, and winconfig.razi just grab that. Right, and then we have to go to this path, cd. Let's go back, cd.local share make dir Rofi, cd Rofi make dir themes, cd themes, and then vim squared everforest.razi. Then you grab that one. This, by the way, I didn't configure. This is not my configuration file. It's from LR Tech. So thank you for that. Alright, and now you can see we have it in the Everforest style like we want. Right, we have DRAM, we have Windows. Okay, ZSH is done. Alright, let's do another reboot. And as you can see, the status bar. Now I want to have a wallpaper. So let's search for one forest wallpaper. Like that one. This one, that, download. Alright, now you can see we have downloaded it. See the downloads, and as you can see it's this. And now see the config i3, and then you open the config file. You can search for wallpaper, and as you can see you then have to give it a path, and I've made that path forest, so I will just rename that to forest. Forest.jpg, and then to restart the i3 window manager you can press Command Shift and R. That's it. As you can see we have now a wallpaper like that. Alright, now maybe to show you some of the tools, I will download Rust, install, grab that and paste it here. Now in NeoVim I have a plugin called Mason, and here you can see the available LSPs. So I will Mason install Rust Analyzer like that. Now if I go for example to my documents folder and I create a new cargo file, okay, I have to restart. CD documents, cargo, new project. As you can see, project, and I go into source, and now I open this Rust file. As you can see, for example, if I go there and press K, it gives me the information on println. I can go to the definition. So this is the definition inside macros rs from the language. And I also have auto completion. Let number equal 3. And as you can see, I even have inline hints. So this is of type I32. And let result number times 3. And then we can print out. The result. As you can see, I have auto completion, and let's actually look into that project. Cargo run. As you can see, the output will be 9. So yeah, you got everything you need, I guess. RF project, I don't need that. Alright, new fetch. Alright, I think we are done. Let's see Ranger. As you can see, Ranger is also looking good. We have our icons here. You have your folders and forest. As you can see, we even have pictures in the console, so we can preview it. And yeah, I think we are done. Thank you so much for watching, and if there are any questions, you can as always leave a comment, and see you next time.